Procrastination is something that affects all of us at some point in our lives. It's the act of putting off important tasks or decisions, often leading to stress and anxiety. But have you ever wondered why we procrastinate? In this video, we'll explore the psychological reasons behind procrastination and provide you with some tips to overcome it. 1. Fear of failure. Fear of failure is a common psychological barrier that can lead to procrastination. This fear is often rooted in our desire for perfection and the belief that anything less than perfect is a failure. One way to overcome this fear is to reframe our thinking. Instead of seeing failure as something negative, we can use it as an opportunity for growth and learning. By embracing failure as a necessary part of the process, we can remove the pressure of perfection and allow ourselves to take risks and try new things. Another way to overcome the fear of failure is to break down the task into smaller, manageable steps. This can help to reduce overwhelm and increase our confidence in our ability to complete the task. By focusing on one thing at a time, we can build momentum and make progress towards our goals. It's also important to remember that failure is not a reflection of our worth as individuals. We are all imperfect and make mistakes, and that's okay. By separating our sense of self-worth from our performance, we can reduce the fear of failure and take action towards our goals. 2. Lack of motivation. Motivation is the driving force behind our actions, and a lack of motivation can cause procrastination. It can be difficult to get started on a task or to stay focused on it. There are many reasons why we may lack motivation, including feeling overwhelmed, bored, or uninspired. One way to overcome a lack of motivation is to set clear goals and intentions for what we want to achieve. By looking at what we want to accomplish and why it is important to us, we can create a sense of purpose and direction to increase our motivation. Another way to increase motivation is to focus on the benefits of completing a task, rather than solely on the effort involved. By visualizing the positive outcomes, we can create a sense of excitement and enthusiasm. Taking care of ourselves both physically and emotionally can help us increase our motivation. This includes getting enough rest, eating a healthy diet, and engaging in activities that bring us joy and fulfillment. When we feel good, we are more likely to be motivated to take action. By setting clear goals, focusing on the benefits and rewards, and taking care of ourselves, we can increase our motivation and take action towards achieving our goals. 3. Distractions and proximity to temptations. Distractions can come in many forms, such as social media notifications, emails, or phone calls. The problem is that they can quickly take us away from the task at hand and make it difficult to refocus. One way to overcome distractions is to eliminate them as much as possible. Turn off notifications on your phone, closing your email inbox, or finding a quiet workspace where you can focus without interruptions. By removing distractions, you can increase your productivity. Proximity to temptations is another factor that can lead to procrastination. For example, if you are trying to work on a task but your favorite TV show is on in the background, it can be tempting to tune in and put off the task. Similarly, if you have a bag of chips sitting next to you while you work, it can be difficult to resist the temptation to snack instead of work. To overcome this, it's important to create distance between yourself and temptations. By creating distance, you can reduce the temptation and increase your focus on the task at hand. It's also important to note that not all distractions and temptations are external. Sometimes, we may distract ourselves with negative self-talk or worry about the outcome of a task. In these cases, it's important to recognize when these thoughts arise and consciously redirect our focus back to the task. By eliminating distractions, creating distance from temptations, and redirecting our focus when negative self-talk arises, we can increase our productivity and achieve our goals. 4. Lack of discipline. Discipline is essential, however, many of us struggle with a lack of discipline, which can lead to failure to follow through on our commitments. Discipline is the ability to control our behavior and actions in pursuit of our goals. This needs a strong sense of self-awareness and the ability to regulate our thoughts and emotions. Without discipline, we may find ourselves easily distracted rather than staying focused on our long-term goals. One way to improve discipline is to set clear and specific goals. When we have a clear idea of what we want to achieve, we can better prioritize our actions and avoid getting sidetracked. Also, breaking down our goals into smaller, more manageable tasks can help us stay focused and motivated as we can see progress towards them. Another way to improve discipline is to build habits that support our goals. This can be done by creating a consistent schedule and sticking to it. We can build momentum and develop the discipline to keep going even when it's tough. However, it's important to remember that discipline is not a fixed trait that we either have or don't have. Rather, it's a skill that can be developed and strengthened over time with practice and consistency. By cultivating self-awareness and building routines and habits that support our goals, we can overcome our lack of discipline and achieve our desired outcomes. 5. Lack of accountability. When we don't feel accountable to anyone or anything, it's easy to put things off and delay taking action. This can be especially true when it comes to tasks that don't have a clear deadline or consequences for not completing them. To overcome this, we need to create a sense of accountability for ourselves. This can be done in a variety of ways, such as setting deadlines for ourselves, telling someone else about our goals, or even just tracking our progress towards our goals. Another way to create accountability is to find a partner or group. This can be someone who is working towards similar goals, or even just a friend or family member who is willing to hold us accountable. By sharing our progress and checking in with each other regularly, we can motivate each other and stay on track. It's also important to recognize the role that our environment plays in our sense of accountability. If we are surrounded by people who are also procrastinating, or if we are in a setting that doesn't promote productivity, it can be harder to hold ourselves accountable. In these cases, it may be necessary to make changes to our environment or seek out a more supportive community. 6. Lack of sleep. Lack of sleep is a common issue that affects many and can have an impact on productivity and motivation. The body needs adequate sleep to function, and when we do not get enough sleep, it can lead to a range of negative effects. Sleep is essential for repairing and restoring the body's tissues and cells. Without enough sleep, our bodies can become fatigued, leading to a lack of energy and motivation. Lack of sleep can also impair cognitive function, including memory, attention, and decision-making abilities, which are all essential for productivity. To overcome the issue of lack of sleep, it is crucial to prioritize sleep as part of a healthy lifestyle. This includes developing a consistent sleep schedule, creating a relaxing sleep environment, and avoiding stimulating activities before bed. Another helpful tip is to limit the use of devices, such as smartphones or laptops, before bedtime. They emit blue light, which can interfere with the body's natural sleep-wake cycle, leading to disrupted sleep. Regular exercise can also aid in improving the quality of sleep. Exercise helps to regulate the body's sleep-wake cycle, reduce stress and anxiety, and promote relaxation. By prioritizing sleep as part of a healthy lifestyle and developing healthy sleep habits, we can improve our sleep quality, enhance our cognitive function, and ultimately increase our productivity. So, make sure to hit the sack early and give your body the rest it deserves. 7. Lack of interest. Have you ever found yourself staring blankly at a screen or a book, feeling like you just can't seem to get interested in the topic at hand? It's a frustrating experience and one that can lead to procrastination and decreased productivity. One potential cause of lack of interest is a lack of understanding. If you don't understand the topic or subject matter, it can be difficult to become interested in it. However, even if you do understand the material, you may still struggle to find it engaging. This is where the concept of perceived relevance comes into play. If you don't see how the material relates to your life or goals, it can be hard to care about it. Burnout is another factor. If you've been working on a particular project or task for an extended period, it's natural to start feeling less enthusiastic about it. In this case, taking a break or finding a way to approach the task from a different angle can help reignite your interest and motivation. Also, if you go into a task or project with the mindset that it's going to be uninteresting, you're more likely to fulfill that expectation. On the other hand, if you approach it with an open mind and a willingness to learn and engage, you may find yourself surprised at how interesting it can be. Procrastination is a common challenge that can harm our productivity, well-being, and personal growth. However, by understanding the reasons behind procrastination and implementing effective strategies to overcome it, we can cultivate a more productive and fulfilling life. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more.